Welcome to the Junior Golf Podcast, a podcast dedicated to helping parents and juniors navigate through the journey of junior golf. From fitness to mental coaching, we cover it all on this podcast. Here's your host, Ro Thompson.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Junior Golf Podcast. I am your host, Rowan Sullivan, and man, we have a special guest on the podcast tonight, none other than the great Rowan Sullivan. Hey, what's up, Ro? How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm sitting here ready to talk some golf with you, some junior golf.
Good, man. I can talk about golf all day. I don't know about you, but I can talk golf all day.
Easy task. That's an easy task for me.
That's right. That's right. Well, listen, man, before we get into a lot of the junior golf, and we know you're on your way to playing golf at a big power school, give us a little bit of background about yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I, like you said, I just graduated from Porter-Gaud High School in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm headed to play golf at Vanderbilt. I'm going to be a freshman there in the fall. I live in Charleston now, but I was not born here. I was born in Southwest Virginia, on the border of Tennessee in Bristol, a city called Bristol.
Okay.
My dad was the one who got me into golf. You know, he always tried his hardest when we lived on a golf course in Virginia, but you know, as soon as we moved to Charleston, I was like, you know what, Dad, I think I want to try golf. So, you know, he said, you know, of course you do. And he made the decision with my mom to join the club at Country Club of Charleston, where I practice, and I've played 6 days a week since, and course is closed on Mondays. So, I have developed a serious love for the game of junior golf and have really enjoyed junior golf, and look forward to, seeing what I can do on the next step of my journey.
The next stage. That's right. That's right. So, man, how old were you when you got started? Do you remember?
So I started playing seriously probably when I was, or competitively. I don't know if you want to call it seriously, because I played, quite a few sports when I was in middle school. I played basketball, I swam, I played soccer. I really decided to focus on golf when I got into high school. That's when I stopped playing the other sports. I started playing competitive golf when I was about sixth grade, going into seventh grade, I believe. Started playing on the Sneds Tour, which was in, like I said, that Tennessee, Northeast Tennessee area. So that's where I got my start, kind of played some 9-hole tournaments, kind of felt it out, and then decided that I really loved playing it. So I kept playing tournament golf.
That's great. That's great, man. Good. It's once you get into golf, you really fall in love with it, and it's hard to give it up because you try to master it, but in the back of our mind, we know we can't really master golf. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's never going to happen.
Okay. So now let me ask you a question, Rowan, because you can get really frustrated in golf. Why do you like playing golf? Tell the audience why you like playing it so much.
I'd say one of the things, it's so cliche, but I love nature. I love to be outside.
Okay.
One of the things I've always loved, like I said, I grew up in a small town. I've always grown up being outside. I love golf for the places that, it brings me. Like I said, it's super cliche, but it's part of the reason I love golf is because of the beautiful sights that I get to see.
Yes.
My dad's taught me from a young age that networking is vital. So networking and golf go hand in hand, and I get to meet a ton of new people. Not only junior players that I enjoy making friends with, but people that are older than me, who might have influence over me later in my life. So that's an important thing that, I manage diligently. And I think that's, only a small part of the reason why I love golf, but I also love golf because I love competing. I'm a fiery spirit. I was named, my senior superlative this year was most competitive in the school. So,
right.
That's something that I wear as a badge of honor. So I just love competing against yourself, and, having the ball only in your hands is something that I enjoy.
That's good. That's really good. So, man, what have you been doing to really get your game fine-tuned, because you've had some really good finishes, and I think you won a tournament not too long ago. What tournament was that one that you won a few months ago?
So I won the inaugural Congaree Match Play Tournament, which is, I think,
That's right.
The State Junior Golf Association is moving to make the state match play. So
Okay.
it's a smaller field, 32 kids. You're seated, based off of ranking. I got into the field based off of ranking, and then I was just matched up with kids who were bracket wise,
Right.
ranking wise, and then you just play. We played 2 rounds the first day, 2 rounds the second day, and then the final match on the third day. And by the time I was through about 3.5 rounds, I think my shins, I was like, oh my God, I definitely have shin splints. And I looked over at my brother.
Good.
Caddying for me that week, and he's like, yep, we both do. So
Oh, right.
it was a
A
tough
lot of
grind.
walking, right?
Yeah. Congaree's not an easy walk. So
Right.
speaking that fine tuning, I think that one of the parts of my game that I've been focusing on the most is learning how to practice the right way. I'm not scared of being at the golf course for 8 hours a day.
Right.
That's not necessarily the right thing to do, though. Most of the time, you want to figure out an efficient way to tackle your practice and do the things that you need to be doing to improve the parts of your game that are lacking. So I think that managing my practice has been the part of my game that has improved my play the most.
Gotcha. So take us through your practice routine, because you said something really key just now. You said you don't mind spending 8 hours on the course. And so in my mind, that's great, because you can really fine tune some things if you're spending more time than everybody else. So walk us through, a little bit of your practice routine.
Yeah. So one of the things that COVID brought to me was a group of friends that I was lucky enough to be able to develop with. A couple kids that are older than me, Zach Adams, who's a rising sophomore at the University of South Carolina right now.
Right.
He plays on their team.
Okay.
He had a great freshman year, and he's only a year older than I am. So when I first was starting out of the country club, he was a great friend to make.
Okay.
And I said it's easy to spend 8 hours because the golf round takes 4 hours of your time. So I play quite a lot of golf.
Okay.
Playing for money or pride, it's something. Playing for something against your friends,
Right.
it really has it lights a fire under your keister. If I'm allowed to, I don't know if I'm allowed to use curse words on here, but
No, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine.
But yeah, I also I figured that I needed to keep it simple, because over the past 8 months I've found myself climbing out of a slump.
Okay.
In the winter of 2022, I wasn't playing my best.
Okay.
And I think that's just because I was thinking about it too much. So the part of
Yeah.
re-simplifying the game and learning how to practice, like I said, the right way, I've said it over and over, has been monumental to me, because I'm not freaking out over every little technical thing.
Mm-hmm.
I find myself as a person to be super pessimistic and too technical, which is not necessarily the thing that you want when you're practicing the golf swing. So I've really had to work hard to learn to just practice simply and practice the right way. Short game putting.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think about one thing at a time now, work on
Right.
one time. And my coach always tells me that fundamentals are the most important, and if you can't start with your fundamentals, then you're not going to go anywhere. So making sure
You want to give a shout out to your coach, bro?
I go to Justin Parsons, and Chan
Okay.
Reed, kind of share me. They both are stationed in Sea Island, so I go to the Golf Performance Center down there.
Okay.
And I've been really thankful to them for what they've helped me do as well.
Great. There's nothing wrong with giving a little shout out to your coach every now and then.
Mm-hmm. That's true. He doesn't need many shout outs from a guy like me, but he might appreciate it.
Right. So what would you recommend when you look back on your journey? What would you recommend to a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old, somebody that's younger, what would you recommend to them to help their journey be a little smoother?
Smoother. Oh, I would say that to make your journey smoother, you'd have to accept the ups and downs.
Yes,
Um, you
because they're gonna
know,
come, right?
yeah, they're like I said, if on my way working out of a slump. I believe I'm out of it and I'm playing well now. I'm playing my best golf in a while. Um, but yeah, it's kind of an ironic statement, the fact that to smooth the road out, you have to understand the bumps and turns. But I think that's truly, the best way to understand it, because if you let yourself get down for a long period of time as a 10, 12-year-old kid
Mm-hmm.
who just wants to play the game that he loves, you're going to get burnt out.
Gotcha.
And I think that it's important just to love the game for what it is while you're that young and learn how to compete. Because once you get to my age and our age group and our physical capabilities, pretty much everybody can hit it the same way. Once you get to the top level, everybody can make a putt. It's whether or not you got the courage to compete that way and stand up and make the putt. So I think that loving the game for what it is, and being a true competitor, learning to be a true competitor, and staying resilient is important.
Yeah, I like what you talked about when you said, you're going to have ups and downs, and you have to be able to accept that for what it is, and just be patient enough to come out of the slump when you're in it. Do you know why you were in a slump?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I was just kind of like thinking about it too much. I was too deep
Right.
into the golf game. Golf
Mhm.
had kind of grabbed me and pulled me into a hole, and
Gotcha.
just
It
started
can do
wrestling.
that. It can do that.
It was doing the death roll with me. And,
Right.
I had
Right.
to kind of kick it in the gut and just kind of step away and be like, what do I need to reset? And it turned out it was my mind. So,
Wow.
I just need to um, keep focusing on keeping it simple. So
That's
I think
good.
I think if anybody asks me why I'm not myself when I'm playing golf, it's because I'm thinking too much.
Right. Now you've had some pretty good finishes, some wins over the last couple of years. What's been your favorite win out of all your tournaments that you won?
My favorite win would have to be the state junior.
Yeah.
I haven't won too many tournaments, but I've had a ton of good finishes.
Yeah.
The state junior means the most to me because of just the magnitude of winning something like that is cool to
Okay.
have in your back pocket, when you grow old.
And that was at
you know,
Florence Country Club?
it was at Forest Lakes or Forest
Forest Lake
Lake
in Columbia. Right.
in Columbia. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, it was cool to be able to go there and win in a full field and play well. Tackle multiple, problems throughout. I mean, any problem you can think of during a golf tournament, I faced it. Was
Wow.
penalized during the final
What?
round.
And
Yeah,
still won.
but yeah, and I talk about it with my mom and dad that it's valuable that I did never skipped out on the state junior, because when you grow up and you remember about the tournaments that you played in, you can always go back and remember the fact that you were the state champion of the South Carolina Junior Golf Association. So I'd say that's the most meaningful.
That's good. That's a big win. Big win. And what do you who's some of your favorite golfers, whether it's pro, LPGA, who's some of your favorite golfers?
So right now, my favorite golfer, I tell everybody, is Victor Hovland. I love his
Yeah,
attitude.
yeah. Good
Victor's
player too.
attitude. Yeah, I wish I could model my game after his in every way. But what sticks out to me is the way that he handles everything, and he handles it with
Mhm.
grace, and he's an amazing competitor, like I said, but always manages to find a way to keep a smile on his face. So, it's inspiring for me to watch Victor Hovland play golf, and he's at the top of his game right now, and he's playing well.
Yes,
Um,
yeah, he's been really close in the majors lately.
yeah, indeed.
Mhm.
And right as of right now, it's hard not to root for Ricky Fowler on his way back up as he claws it back out.
Yeah.
It's just inspiring to see those guys, with such good attitudes and who represent themselves so well, have success.
That's good. Yeah, Ricky's one of those. He's one of my favorite golfers too. He's one of the main reasons why I only wore Puma for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still wearing it now.
Yeah, exactly. So check it. So if you had to pick a dream foursome, who would that be with you? Pick three other
Okay.
players. You can only pick three other players.
So, I'd have to go with Tiger Woods. My
Okay.
dream person would start with Tiger Woods.
So you, Tiger. Okay, I like it.
You can't put Tiger. You can't not put Tiger in there.
Right.
I want to go outside the sport. I want to go with like a bunch of, people that are, magnates in their field. But oh gosh, it's a tough question. I'd want to play with people that, are fun to be around. I'd say
Right.
that it pops into my mind now that DJ Khaled has been playing a lot of golf.
Yeah, we just saw him the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were at West Palm Beach. He came by the park, which is a new, it's a newly renovated course. They just opened back up in April, and he came out to see all the junior golfers in Florida.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, his excitement that he puts
Let's
in
go golfing, right?
Yeah, I feel like it would just be so fun to play around with him and just to witness the things he says and the things he does. So he would be number 3, and
Okay.
then I would
Last slot.
I don't know. I would put an unnamed member of my family in there just to make it conjugal a little bit.
Okay.
My grandfather loves to play golf, so does my dad.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Either one of them.
Either one of them can fill that slot. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Now, what are some of your favorite courses that you played or that you'd like to play one day?
So I think my favorite course that I've played in the state would have to be Congaree. The experience was really cool. My favorite course that I've played in America would have to be a course that we belong to still up in Tennessee or Virginia. It's called the Old Farm Golf Club, which is it's a newer club. It's a link style golf course, bent grass, rye rough. It's one of the most beautiful scenes I've ever played golf in. It's just it just makes me happy to go back there and play golf because it reminds me of where I grew up, and it's just one of the most immaculate golf courses I've ever played. So I love it.
That's great. You said it's called Old Farm?
The Old Farm, spelled with an E.
Farm.
Old.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to put that in the memory bank, and if we're up in Virginia, we have to check that out.
All right.
So, man, you're getting ready to start at Vanderbilt in the fall. What's your expectations? What's your goal?
So it's tough to define a goal. When going into a situation where you're gonna have to basically win a qualifier to get a chance to play, right? Because of how well everyone is playing on that golf team.
Correct.
So it's tough to define a goal, but I think that one of the things that I want to make sure that I do is, like I said, be a sponge. Make sure I'm taking notes, make sure that I'm learning as much as I can from these guys that are older than me and better than me. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to be that senior. And there's going to be kids that are coming in that hopefully want to learn from me.
Right.
And I want to grow the game just like how they're teaching me. So, I just hope to learn as much as possible, and I don't want to be overwhelmed by the fact that I'm playing with such, good golfers, but it's going to be a challenge, and I'm ready for it. And like I said, I'm a strong competitor. So I figured if I couldn't beat these guys, then I don't deserve to play on the PGA Tour. So, that's my stance on it.
That's good. That was going to be one of my next questions is, would you like to take a stab at the next level?
Sorry, I lost you there. What'd you say?
Oh, would you like to take a shot at the next level?
Yes, that's always been a dream of mine.
That's good.
I feel like every golfer who goes to play at the collegiate level, has maybe that inkling that they want to play PGA Tour golf. So, it's hard to look on TV and watch these guys all week and not want to play PGA Tour
Right.
golf. So, they travel the world and see beautiful places and, play for money, play golf for money, which is, a blessing. So, yeah, it's definitely that's at the top of the list, at the end goal.
Right. And those purses are pretty big now, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no matter where you play now.
Exactly. 3.5 million. You win a tournament here, hey, that could set you up for a year.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Kisner said they don't pay bad for top 20 either.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. I think number 3 gets like 1.5 million, so
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's really good right now. Really good.
Mhm.
So what's in the bag, Rowan? What you got?
So I play all pin clubs.
Okay.
My woods are the G430. I play a G425 3 hybrid though. That's my favorite club in my bag, I think.
Okay.
I've had it for about 2.5 years and I can hit any shot with it. So I just love it. And it's always been kind to me. So why I got to give it love back. And then I play the I-59 irons from 4 to 9 iron. And then I
Okay.
play the glide wedges 46, 50, 55, 60. And then I have a Ping Answer 2, I believe. It's got a LA golf shaft in it, and
Okay.
it's pretty heavy because I can't putt with a light. I have to putt with a heavy putter. It cannot be light.
Right. And what what kind of weights you have in the bottom of your putter?
I don't. It's tungsten weight, so they put it in
Okay.
actually while they were making it. It's
Okay.
not like unscrewable and screwable.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. So that's great, man. That's great. So what's the weirdest thing you have in your bag right now? Like
The
a good luck
weirdest thing.
charm, like a good luck coin, or
I'm
something
terrible. I can never keep down a ball marker. So I'd never have any of that stuff. I've never had a lucky ball marker or any of that.
okay. Okay.
I'd say, gosh, the weirdest thing would be trash from years ago. I mean, some stuff gets buried down there.
Yeah.
I'm a fig bar eater, so there could be a fig bar from 2016 in the bottom of
Wow.
my bag that I would have no idea. But yeah, I don't keep much stuff in my golf bag. I just keep the essentials, and I don't stick to anything. So, you know, I'll develop a superstition over the next couple of years that I have to have in my golf bag. But right now, I don't have anything too strange out of the norm.
Gotcha. Now, so before we get ready to wrap up, Rowan, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to? Just take some time to really thank. As you've been on this journey, there's some people that you probably want to give a shout out to that you really appreciate the things that they've done for you. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, obviously your family comes to mind first, right? Your mother and your father, like you're a dad who has a son who, loves to play golf, and
Right.
the sacrifices that a parent like you makes to provide the environment for their child to go pursue the game of junior golf are tremendous. And the amount of time that you have to put in, the amount of weekends that I've spent with my mother and father in a hotel room, missing,
Yes.
God knows what, they're missing things too. They're missing work.
Yeah.
It's there, none of it would be possible without them. And,
Right.
I have 2 siblings, my sister Lily and my brother Riley, who are
Mhm.
always understanding of my situation. And they spend weekends by themselves because, either one parent my dad works on the West Coast, like I said, so he's gone and my mom's with me. And,
Yeah.
they have to deal with a lot of my burdens that I put on them. So
Right.
I'm super thankful for the way they've adapted to help me live the way that I live. Like I said, the extended family also plays a role, and my
Right.
grandparents are really
Mhm.
supportive. My grandfather comes to almost every one of my golf tournaments and watches. He comes to every one he can.
He loves
Uh,
it. He's a fanatic.
he does, and
Yeah.
he lives golf just with me. So
Right.
I'm grateful to have a family that supports me to the fullest and gives me every opportunity that I want. And it's a blessing to have parents like you and my parents that, are willing to take the time to, like I said, provide those opportunities for their children. So it's really cool.
Well, great. But listen, I'm glad we had an opportunity to play with you. But I didn't, but John did. But even though he didn't do as well as we'd like, it was great, getting out there playing with you and seeing how well you conducted yourself. And I hope John was paying attention to how you handle adversity, because you're not going to always hit the perfect shot in golf. So hopefully he picked up some good, good traits from you. And man, we wish you well at Vanderbilt. I'm gonna be watching on Golf Stats now. I'm gonna tell you right now. So yeah, I'm gonna be looking for you. And so, man, how can our listeners follow you on social media?
Well, I don't use Twitter or anything like that. I'm mainly just an Instagram guy.
Perfect. Yeah, that's fine.
My name.
Give everybody a handle.
My Instagram handle is just Rowan Sullivan, spelled out with a little underscore after Sullivan. So,
okay.
If anybody wanted to go follow me, it would be on Instagram, because that's where they get any content about me. But
that's great. That's great. Hey, listen, it's all about followers.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
You got NIL, you got followers. They like that kind of stuff. So y'all listen. If you're out there on Instagram, follow Rowan Sullivan. I'm telling you, he's got game. He's going to Vanderbilt, and he's gonna go do some great things.
I appreciate your words, and I wish I could have talked to John today, but if he was there. But I want to wish him good luck, and I enjoyed playing with him. And
yeah,
it's good to play with the younger kids too. I feel so old, because I swear I can remember being in this exact position as John. A little concerned about what was going to happen with golf and what I was going to make with it. So if John or you ever needed any help or advice, or I know it's a really tough thing to navigate. So I wish John all the luck with the underrated tour. That sounds like a really special opportunity and something that Steph Curry has done really well.
Yes.
And that's really cool for anybody who gets to play, just because of the stage and the name. I wish John all the luck and success, and I hope to see him on the road in the future.
Yeah, I think you're gonna see him. He shot a 73 the first day, down at the park, and he started catching cramps. So hydration, making sure you drink your water, vitamins, bananas, that stuff is important. Then the second day, he started catching them in his legs, and he ended up shooting an 80. But, great overall experience. And, now he's getting ready for a couple more tournaments. I think he's going to go up for the PGA Junior in Thomasville. Okay. And he's going to go up to the South Carolina Junior Match Play, the CGA event. Okay. So he's going to go up to Gaffney for that. So I don't know if you plan in either one of those, but if you do, we'll see you up there.
All right. Yeah, I wish him all the luck for the rest of the summer.
Thank you, Ro. Well, listen, thank you so much for being on. You've been a great guest. Oh yeah, I'm still here. You're still here?
Yeah, sorry. It's just like sometimes you'll cut out, but I'm here.
That's okay. Well, listen, thank you for being on. We wish you the best of luck. We're gonna be following you, and hopefully we'll get a chance to tee it up with you again sometime soon, okay?
That's all I could ever wish for. Thank you for talking with me tonight.
All right. Thank you, Ryan.
Have a good night.
Thank you for listening to the Junior Golf Podcast. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. We hope you enjoyed this new episode, and if you did, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Please share this episode with others who may be interested in this topic. Also, feel free to let us know what topics you'd like to see covered in future episodes. Get in touch in the comments or on any of our social media networks. See you next week for a new episode